Well, my last video, I said, you know, I was going to watch the DVD from Lindsey Williams, you know, that night. And then the next day or evening, I would do the video, which is today. But I'm going to go ahead and do that summary now. This is a very, very short summary, if you know what I mean. And I'm going to give you my commentary on this because I think my commentary might be more important than what he said here. The elite, and you're going to hear stuff like, well, I thought he said that last time. The elite have suffered numerous defeats. They think they're God, they're not God. Maybe they're finding out that they're not God, like they thought they were. And they have been defeated all over the place. Plans, let's get Trump out of the way, let's get Hillary in there. Let's change the rules on the Republican Party. Nope. Let's steal delegates. Nope, nope, nope. Trump still got in there. Not only that, they've been defeated a couple of things from Obama, like the pipeline they wanted. Nope. So they're not real happy. He reiterated again, Obama has no intention whatsoever of leaving office. He will not allow Trump to take over and have him removing all of the Muslim Brotherhood appointments made by Obama, because he would do that immediately. There's a possibility, he said, no, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying for sure, but there is a possibility of the derivatives, time bomb, etc., going off before the inauguration come January 20th. The elite will retaliate against everything Donald Trump wants to, quote unquote, fix. You know, like NAFTA, it's a horrible deal. He played a lot of clips of Donald Trump speaking. Some news people, you know, the judge, Janine or whatever from Fox News, things like that. You know, and a lot of Donald Trump where he's saying things like, you know, NAFTA was a horrible deal. Look, we're going to go back to the drawing board with NAFTA, and if we don't get a good deal that's good for America, then we don't do any deal at all. Which stands for, I'm not a globalist, I'm for America first. And he even said that. He even talked about, and I'm talking Trump, talked about not being a globalist, and America's going to come first. Every decision I make is going to be for America coming first. Which is the complete opposite of the New World Order. It's the complete opposite of NAFTA, CAFTA, any other trade bill. Open borders. So what he's saying is the elite will retaliate against Donald Trump when he starts doing things like that. And I got the feeling that it may not even go that far. He's not even going to step into office before they quote-unquote retaliate. They are hell-bent on stopping Trump. They know, he says his elite friend had already told him, they know Donald Trump will win by a landslide victory. Last-ditch effort to stop him if everything else fails, and so far, to date, everything is failing. They still got a few tricks up their sleeve, apparently. Last-ditch effort to stop him, if all else fails, is a big war. They'll take you to war. Big one. That's it. That's my update. I had my paper and pen, not pencil, but I have my paper and pen ready, like I always do, to write down everything he says, go over it, do a summary of it. And I'm saying, okay, well, he said that last time, he said that last time, he said that last time, he said that last time. But I have to tell you, he's said, Lindsey Williams has said before, when my elite friend tells me something, they let me know. yeah, you can go ahead and say that, because sometimes he's not sure, and he'll ask him, can I say this? Or what if I say that? Can I say that? Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, you can talk about that. No, you cannot say that. Do not talk about that. Okay, all right. And he said, I've been in that position more than once where they tell me, you can't say this, don't talk about that, don't talk about that. And he said one time, he's like, there's quite a few things he don't want me to talk about. So I asked her, could I say this or could I say that? And he was like, oh yeah, you can say it like that. In other words, you can kind of say it, but you got to say it like that. Was kind of how he said it, when he was talking about it. So when I saw his face, his expressions, this neighbor kid's waving at me. When I saw his face, his facial expression, as he's saying some of this stuff, especially when it came time to talk about Donald Trump and the elite are not happy and they're going to do everything to stop him and they will retaliate and all this stuff, I'm watching him very carefully, and his facial expression has changed, not in a good way, as if he's concerned, very concerned. And as I'm seeing this, I'm thinking, I didn't know any better. He's really trying to say something that he may not be able to say in so many words. I'm watching, and I watched everything else he said, listened to everything he said, watched him the whole time, saw his demeanor, saw his facial expressions, everything else. Didn't really change much at all, until he got onto that part, which was kind of towards the end. And I could see his face, his expressions changing to more concerned, and I felt like maybe he didn't say what he needed to say because he couldn't, and was just trying to put it out there in a way that it was not him saying for sure it's going to happen, because then everyone's going to know, well, his elite friend told him, someone's to blame. They said that he said it would happen absolutely, so now we want to go after his elite friend. People might think that. He didn't say anything like that, but I'm just trying to think, of ways he maybe, or why he would say it the way he said it. And the reason is, if what I'm saying is even true, is that he can't say things. And he said it, and he said too, back in the day, when the elite tell old Lindsey Williams not to do this, or this, old Lindsey Williams listens. Okay? And, he left the country at one point for a little while, a good while, and then came back. And part of him leaving the country then, I think he said, wasn't just because, I was kind of concerned that the collapse is about to start or anything. It was more or less, he was a little concerned about the elite, about him. Like maybe he said too much or whatever, so he left. That was partially what he had said was the reason in so many words. I'm not talking this latest DVD. This is a while back. But I left feeling like, I think he's really, really, really trying to say that they're going to go after Trump in some way that we're not going to like. And he talked about the Bush dynasty and how, and I don't know the exact year he said it though, it was like 1975 or 4 or whatever it was. He said, old Herbert Walker Bush, George, as he likes to call him, and I like to call him, Papa Bush, went over to China, made these trade deals, opened up China. He said, back then, just 40 years ago, you were hard pressed to get inside of China, kind of like, North Korea. You were hard pressed to get inside of China as a foreigner. But Bush went over there, made these deals, trade deals and things. He was essentially, an ambassador, although that wasn't his title. Opened up China, and he said it wasn't just to open up China, we're going to do a good deed. It was, we're now going to use China and their slave labor to make our corporate buddies lots and lots of money, and myself included, which means we have to get rid of manufacturing and all these jobs that the Chinese are now going to take over, because they have no kind of labor laws, they have no kind of real rights like we have in this country. So they could use China to make all these cheap goods in these sweatshops and then sell it back to us Americans for super high price, which isn't even that high price, but when you consider the almost nothing cost of labor, it's a high profit, I should say, not necessarily a high price, but a high profit. You still might argue, well, Jay Snib, you know how much a pair of Nike Air shoes cost? About $100. Where are they made? Sweatshop. How much do they really cost? Maybe a few dollars at best. Probably not even that. So, and how long's that been going on? But he said, that's when he kind of went on to, how that happened, why it happened, what they've been working for, the club. This is New World Order, this is globalization, this is not for America. So he says every single talking point Donald Trump has is pretty much something against the elite. Everything he wants to come in, and he's been vocally saying, I'm going to fix this, we're not going to do that, trade deals this, and every single thing the man says, Donald Trump, is actually anti-elite. He said that unequivocally, Donald Trump is under no circumstances an elitist. He's got his own money, he's got lots of money, he doesn't need them, and they can't stand it. And he says, I want to show you a clip of Mr. Newt Gingrich, who has been in those halls of Congress for quite a long time, and he knows the game. And he says, some bozo probably playing Pokemon in front of me or something in his car, or texting, whatever. Get going, son. Jason Ford's got to get to work. Now you made me lose my train of thought. Playing Pokemon Go in front of me. Lost my train of thought. See, let's talk about Donald Trump, not an elitist, Newt Gingrich. Got it. Okay. Newt Gingrich, he goes and plays the clip where he's on, the news, whatever, they are talking to him, and I saw this clip before when it happened, and he's, they're talking about Donald, and why is he, essentially going as far as he is, none of the big people are supporting him, and Newt Gingrich says, well, that's because he's not part of the club. He didn't take the secret society rights. He used some other terminology, but essentially he used those words too. Like, he didn't take the rights of the secret societies. He's not a member. He's not a part of the club. That's why. He's his own man. He's got his own money. He doesn't need Newt Gingrich is saying this. For a politician to just come out and say that against anybody that's running for office and say, oh, that's because he's not a member of a secret society. He didn't take, like the blood rights or anything. That means a lot of those people know. All these politicians, all these people, the big shots in charge of the big commissions or the big, committees, and they're all part of the club. The secret society club. Which is why nothing ever changed when one of them gets in office or gets that position or a new commissioner or new head of this body of government. They just shuffle the cards around. Oh, they're gonna fix some of this stuff. They're shuffling it up. This guy's leaving. This one's coming in. Oh, the head of the CFTC, Gary Gensler, he's leaving. A new one's coming in. Oh, wait, they were working at a too big to fail bank before they came, just like Gary. Yeah. Oh. In other words, they got to guard their, the fox has to guard the hen house. Oh, that fox got caught. He's gone. Gone. Yeah, hooray. We got rid of him. We ousted him. Good job, guys. Another guy coming in. Who's that? Wait a minute. Who's that? Wait a minute. Who's coming in? You might as well call him his twin brother. Same club, same secret society, same everything. Back in charge. It's the illusion of change. So the problem we're facing, we definitely have a man, Donald Trump, who is not part of the club. And the elite are trying all their tricks. Every trick in their stinking book. They're trying them all. Let's cheat from here. Let's change the rules there. Let's do it. And it's not working. All right, go back to the media. Let's do the old poll thing. Hillary's up double-digit leads after leaving St. Petersburg, Florida. Excuse me. Nobody showed up. Nobody showed up. We saw the videos. We saw the pictures. Nobody's there. And the funny thing, in the videos that Lindsey's showing of Donald Trump, he's in stadiums. Stadiums completely packed as far as the eye can see. Cheering. It's like a rally. Not a fake Clinton rally where there's a few people and they have, essentially an applause sign or someone, everybody watched it. You will see people in these, fluorescent shirts. When they stand up and cheer, everyone else do the same. Okay. Right? Like a dog. Sit, boo-boo. Sit. Good dog. Or that wasn't boo-boo, it was ubu. Remember that? Sit, ubu, sit. Good dog. Don't even remember where that was from, but it was a commercial. And that's what our little lap dogs, Hillary Clinton. Have you heard that any person showing up to a Donald Trump rally has to be paid? $50 a seat if you come. And $1 a seat, anything. Nope. That's a true following. When you have to pay people to show up, and it's a fact, people were being paid $50 to go to the Clinton rallies, which lets you know that what? If they weren't paid, what would those pictures and those videos look like? Oh my God. But that'd be awful. And furthermore, which one of these Americans, so-called Americans, would sell their soul out for $50 measly to show up to a rally? Only answer I could come up with, again, everyone has to do things people will do things for money. But $50, I gotta get in my car, gotta drive over there, traffic. What kind of person would do that? If they're not already a supporter, they're gonna take the $50, meaning they don't support her, but for $50 I'm coming. The kind of person that is someone who says, ooh, I just looked at my bank account. Matter of fact, I didn't have to just look. I've been looking at it for months now, and it looks worse than terrible. And I need some funds in there in the worst kind of way. I will do anything to get some damn funds in there. Can't find a job, or I'm part-time, whatever. I need some extra money. Oh, hey, they're paying $50 if you just go to a Clinton rally to help cheer or whatever. Oh, okay. Not thinking, why are they even paying me to show up anyways? That's weird. Why do they have to pay anybody? Which is going to tell yourself immediately, I guess not a lot of people are coming, that's why they want to pay people to come. Well, I mean, that's the obvious conclusion. So if a lot of people aren't coming, they're paying us to come. There's a problem here. Which also means when I saw the polls, I went there last night, I was paid to go there. Hardly anybody was there anyways, and I know there's probably more paid people, because if I'm paid, there's other people paid. Of those people who showed up, I wonder how many are paid. Why is the news telling us that she's up 8 points, 6 points, now double-digit points? This doesn't make any sense. But again, you are such a minority of amount of people, you can't say anything to change anything. You're not going to get on the news. Hey, I was there. Fox News, get me on the air. I was there, and I was a paid person. Because number one, you're going to be embarrassed as hell to say, I was paid. Always forget about that sun. Let's get the old glasses out, because I can't put my visor down, or else I'm going to block the camera. So instead, let's do this. But again, you have to leave there thinking, at some point you're going to come to your own conclusion that says, I just went somewhere to fake this woman getting ahead. Now, they didn't tell you that. They didn't tell you in advance, well, we're paying you $50 and we're going to say that she's up double digits after you leave. Even though it's not even kind of true. Because if they did say that, then maybe the American citizen might say, I don't know if I want to do it for that $50, even though I need that $50 bad. But look at some of these hoax shootings. Boy, oh boy, will people do something for money. And still to date, not a peep. Not one person involved in those things has come out and said, we did it, here's what happened, here's how it happened, here's how much we got paid, right? And I've already said I contribute that to the fact that they realize, well, the FBI is there, so that's federal. The local police are there, that's local. Who am I going to possibly blow the whistle to? If I blow the whistle to the local police, they're the ones involved. If I blow the whistle to the feds, FBI, they were there too. I saw them. They're part of the training, the drill. I can't tell it to anybody. Both of the top law enforcement entities I can go to were in on it. So I guess I should just feel bad and keep my mouth shut after all. That's why I think those things happen and remain, hush hush. My opinion. At the same time, when you flood someone's bank account with millions of dollars, considering how many millions and millions and millions of dollars were collected in donations, it makes it a little bit easier to stay quiet too. But not $50 a head at a Clinton rally, for God's sakes. And don't you find it interesting that the main mother on TV that lost a son in the Orlando shootings was invited to speak at the DNC on the 27th of July, and just approximately a week later, after her giving her stupid gun control speech, again, about gun violence, which in fact there isn't any as far as she's concerned, because it was a freaking drill, but nonetheless, let's pretend it's not. She gives her speech, and a week later, the shooter of her son who killed him, allegedly, the father shows up at a rally in Orlando approximately a week later. Well, he's a Democrat, he's allowed to show up. Well, how did he get to the seating behind her? The bleachers, they bring those things in, and only specific people can sit in there. I showed it there, I showed it at the St. Pete one, and you see both times they're roped off with little gates. You can't just walk back there and sit there. So you're telling me the father, we didn't know he was coming, we didn't know he was coming, he just came. What do you mean you didn't know he was coming? You don't think the father is on the terrorist watch list or some type of freaking watch list after his son did that? The feds, God, we dropped the ball on that one, guys. Look, we're going to have to watch the father now for years. Of course. Absolutely. Your son did a massacre of that nature? Yeah, you're going to be watched, all right? You, your family, your uncle, your cousin, all your contacts, your friends, anyone you've ever emailed in your life, you're all going to be watched. You don't think they got a heads up? Hey, listen, Omar Mateen's father's coming. He's coming to the rally. We heard him on his phone. We saw some emails, and be honest with you, we're following it right now. He's heading to the convention. Oh, well, thanks for the heads up. We'll let him in. Tell him to go to the VIP seating. We got a spot for him. Come on. Why were they not concerned at all? How did they not know he was coming? Why was this not a big deal at all? Because the whole incident was a hoax. It was a drill. If you still don't believe it, just type it in. YouTube. Orlando shooting or Pulse nightclub hoax. And watch that lady that I told you was there the 27th of July. Watch her try to give her Oscar performance in crying, in which every single time there's a hoax shooting, they can't seem to cry. She's no different. Can't cry. Fakes it the whole time and not a tear comes out. And you watch her glasses, her eyeglasses, very carefully. Not even very carefully. It stands out like a sore thumb. Just like I got glasses on. And I'm going to do a little demo to show you in broad Florida sunlight. Like you just saw my face with that sun hitting me a minute ago. It was maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. Right now, it's around 7:30. I'm doing this video. And you saw what the sun did to my face. So it's up a little higher when she gives the video. You can see the video when she's in the interview. She's in front of a green screen. I'm going to do this little demo for you. I'm going to turn on a light. And I'm going to look around a little bit. And my son. He was the only son I had. His life was taken short. Can we please do something about these assault weapons? I already know that this light shining in my, I don't even have to look. You can clearly see there's an artificial light lighting up my face, and there's a very fine point of light on my glasses when I move that you can see because of this light. It's not natural. So, if you see those videos, you will see not just one, not two, but at least three, and what looks like one of those little exit light signs, emergency lights, reflecting off of her glasses. That's why there was absolutely no concern whatsoever from any part of the federal government that this man's father, the shooter's father, showed up in Orlando. We didn't know he was coming. We didn't know he was coming. He just came. Yeah, he has a right. He's an American citizen. He didn't do the shooting. His father, his son did. But you said you didn't know he was coming. Okay, he's a Democrat. He's an American citizen. He didn't do anything bad. But he's being watched. You know that. If the event really happened, he's absolutely being watched. They're going to get a call way in advance as soon as they know he's showing up. When he calls his wife or calls his friend or emails him, hey, I'm going to go to the rally tomorrow night. It's coming up. I RSVP'd as required, and I'm going to go to that. Well, we didn't know he was coming. We didn't know he was coming. Okay. Sure you didn't. Not only that, they gave him seats in the VIP area. But again, if the event never happened, it doesn't matter. Does it? There was no shooting, there's no dead people, there's no urgency to do anything about it because it never happened. It was a drill. I've talked about this a few times. I don't cover these in detail anymore because there's other YouTubers that do a fantastic job, and I'm just done dealing with that crap. But I will mention it. And in case there's anyone out there who didn't know or thought, I'm not sure, what are you talking about? Orlando shooting hoax. Type it into YouTube, spend an hour or two watching the different videos, and watch how the absurd things happen in this video. How is there a cameraman, first of all, a news camera, because you can see the lights from the camera, allowed inside essentially the exclusion zone, the hot zone, where the street's roped off over there, it's roped off over there, nobody in, nobody out, but this cameraman can stay right in the middle and a stone's throw away from the active shooter inside the club. And then the injured go over on that side of the street, away from it. Good job. Wait a minute. You're going back across. Now you're coming back towards the cameraman. Whoa, go the other way. Go the other way. No, we're going to go in front of the camera so the camera can see us pulling out injured people. And then as the camera goes all the way to the right, they think they're out of view. Okay, guys, our job's done. They drop the guy who's been shot in the leg, allegedly, and he's standing up. Matter of fact, they don't drop him. He takes his hands off of the guy. He's like, let me down. And they just stop at the end of the sidewalk. Why are you stopping? There's cops right down there. That's where you need to go. Of course, you're going to have to walk by that nightclub again. Matter of fact, you just walked by about 6, 7, 8 cop cars from that side of the street. Why the hell didn't you stop over there? A police officer will put you in their car and get you out of there in a situation like that. They're not going to wait. Well, EMS is staging down the street, so you guys need to stay here and wait till we give them the all clear. No. You have injured people here. They're going to pick you up, put you in the back of that cop car, and get you the hell out of there. But then you wouldn't see the cameraman. Oh, injured people. Oh, another one. Oh, yeah. It was a hoax. It was a live drill made to look real. That's why the SWAT team could not respond and do anything for 3 long hours. And the official story, from 3 a.m. To 5 a.m., when the heat, the hottest part of the event, and it's actually from 2 to 5, but nobody was killed. Nobody had died in the club, they said, official story. Nobody had died in the club till 5 a.m. But the guy came in and started shooting hours before, according to the witnesses. So how the hell did all you get shot, live for 2 or 3 hours, And then the moment SWAT team comes in, all of you are dead. You all now have been deceased. My biggest problem with that is all these people involved in that, from law enforcement to the EMS, fire rescue, etc. Do they really pay out so much money that people who should be role model citizens in our society are willing to do that? Or are they just being told something else, that this is a drill, in a certain amount of time we will let the American citizens know it was a drill and it was a highly classified operation, we were testing something, yada yada yada, and then they're okay with it? Oh, well, in that case I'll do it. But hold on, I'm sure someone raised their hand. What about the donation money? Those are real people giving the money. They're gonna be upset. They're gonna want their money back. Which tells me they can never do that. They can never come out and say it was a drill. Not unless someone you saw on TV giving you their fake heartfelt story, can't cry, comes out and says, you know what, I've been a part of this long enough, I don't care the repercussions, I gotta tell my story to somebody. I'm gonna put it on video, I'm gonna tell them everything that happened, where we trained, how long we trained, who was there, etc. And if they come and kill me, so what? Americans need to know this. That's what we need to see. And for whatever reason, we never, ever get to see that. Take care.